Welcome to the Social Bee podcast with your host, Louise Brogan. Every week, Louise will be bringing you a podcast all about women entrepreneurs, talking about their challenges, their goals, and inspiring you to either start your own business or grow the business you have. Visit www.socialbeeni.com to join our community and pick up some lovely freebies to start marketing your business online today.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Social Bee podcast. Today we have something a little bit different. I'm so excited about this. I have invited one of my friends and not colleagues, because we don't work in the same area, collaborators on the podcast today, Julie Tierney. Julie is the head of family and matrimonial law at Edwards & Co. Solicitors Company here in Belfast. She's a solicitor, obviously, and she's very, very, very good at what she does. But she's also really good at social media. So I thought it'd be really nice to have somebody on the podcast who is a professional and also using social media in her work. So Julie, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, Louise. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun this episode. So thank you.
I can't believe I'm on the podcast. You go from listening to something on a regular basis to actually being invited onto it. I'm so humbled. Thank you very much, Louise.
Goodness. Well, I have to say, let's see what you think when you listen back to it, because confession time, I very, very rarely listen to my own podcast. To let you sound in my own voice. So I kind of rely on people like you, Julie, to tell me how it went.
Well, there's been no complaints from me so far, Louise, I have to say. But I'm well used to listening back to my voice on digital dictation when I'm doing letters and statements of evidence. So unfortunately, I listen to my voice on a daily basis.
You hear yourself all the time. Julie, for people listening in, could you tell us what exactly you do as the head of family and matrimonial law? What is your job?
My own job is I specialise in divorce and financial separation for parties, couples who have separated. I focus on dividing their assets and creating a solution to the outstanding financial issues that they have between them, so that parties can move on with their lives and have and so that there's no issues moving forward with any assets that they have financially. I'm head of the department here because we have a full service family department in Edwards & Company Solicitors. So there is another solicitor that works with me, Carla Fraser, who would deal with any issues surrounding child issues, if mum and dad can't agree, how the children are to how they're to have their contact with their children or spend time with their children, if there's any domestic violence issues, who's going to live in the home, etc., etc. Carla also deals with very difficult issues around social services if children are to go into care, and also international abduction.
Oh my goodness.
Believe it or not. So Carla would deal with issues like that. Any sort of international asset issues, that would be up to me.
Wow. It's so different to what I do on a daily basis. It sounds like quite like you must have to love your job, Julie, to do that, because if you're working with people who are separating all the time, that must be quite tough. Or because you're a professional, you're just you kind of can detached from that, or
I'm so professional. No, you do have to detach yourself from the emotion of it, because you're there as their advisor. You're there to give them objective advice. If you get involved in it in any way, shape or form, I would never act for friends or family. I just couldn't, because they're depending on somebody. You're depending on your lawyer to give you an objective opinion in respect of how your case is to move, to progress forward. Your clients look to you for advice. And so, I'm a human being. I'm a professional, but I'm also a human being. And look, there are days that are emotionally draining. There are days that are very tough, that are very difficult. A couple of months ago, I had to walk away from a consultation with a client in court. I was so upset for them. I had to just walk away because I was afraid I was going to start crying in front of the client, because they were having such a hard time
Yeah.
But I'm there to help them through that. I'm there to help them climb the mountain that they're facing when they feel that they're facing whenever they separate. And so that's my job, and I have to detach myself from that. But yes, it can be difficult, but I do love it. I enjoy helping people, helping solve the problems for the people, helping them move forward with their lives. It's just so important that when you're going through something as so traumatic as divorce, I mean, divorce is up there in terms of one of the most difficult things that you can ever go through. And to have somebody helping you, guide you through that, and to be honoured by somebody asking you to help them with that, I do enjoy my job. I really have to say I enjoy helping people, and I enjoy doing that and being there for them.
Wow. Well, Julie, when you were younger, say you were like 15 and at school, did you think that you wanted to become a solicitor?
Well, the short answer to that, Louise, is actually no. I did lots of music in school. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I was a musician at that point in time. And but I went to the school that I went to. Sort of was very academic and did push everyone in terms of where they felt academically we would be able to go. And somebody suggested to me that one day, would you think of doing law? Because I suppose in terms of the creativity that comes with the music, etc., they had thought maybe I could get those skills to being a lawyer. And I suppose in another way, growing up, I find that I always hate injustice, but not huge, not huge miscarriages of justice that you see on the news on a daily basis. But, in the classroom, if somebody was accused of doing something in the wrong, that used to really annoy me. It used to just really get my goat that somebody was being accused in the wrong of something. And, in the soaps as well, there's in a soap, when you know that the character hasn't done anything wrong, that they're being lambasted by everybody. I used to just say, so my mom, of course, would watch the soap, and I'd just be, switch that off. I can't watch that, because I knew eventually at some point they'd be vilified, but I just couldn't.
You got annoyed watching
the truth would come out. Absolutely. I just couldn't cope with it. It just really annoyed me, and I hated it, and I hated the injustice of it. And I suppose through that then I realised that actually maybe a life in law would be something that I would want to do. And again, going into family law, if I'm brutally honest, Louise, it wasn't something that I thought I would do when I was in university. I thought I really enjoyed company law, commercial law. I was really interested in it. I liked that if you added 2 and 2, it equaled 4 when it came to commercial law. But life moves in different directions on a daily basis. And when I got into the firm that I used to be in, before I moved to Edwards & Company, there was an opening in their family law department. And and the job was there if I wanted it. The gentleman that I used to work for had said, look, there are case files there if you would like to start running with it. I started to do it. I started to realise that you were helping people on a daily basis with the similar injustices that were happening on a daily basis, on a regular basis, and you were helping people through that. You were helping people that were maybe necessarily being accused in the wrong, that they weren't in the wrong, or people that were maybe taking advantage of their position, taking advantage of the power that they have in the relationship, and trying to use that to for their own gain. To put it that way. So I really, really found my niche, I have to say, when I picked up doing family law then at that point.
And so when did you move to Edwards & Co?
I started working for Edwards & Co Solicitors on the 12th of May 2014.
Oh my goodness, you know the date?
I do indeed. I was so excited to move to Edwards & Company Solicitors. I had heard so much about them, and it's just that it's just a firm that the reputation preceded itself. And when I had been looking for a job and keeping my eye out for a job, and whenever the opportunity came up with Edwards & Company, I was so excited.
You're right in there.
Yeah, I had to. I vividly remember the weekend of getting the interview. I had to prepare a presentation for who is now my senior partner, Dorcas Crawford, and it was essentially about delivering family services, divorce services to SMEs. And it was just for me, it was just such a difficult topic, but I was determined to get this job. And
Sorry, Julie, delivering divorce services to SMEs?
Yeah. So in what way could I, as a lawyer, help benefit SMEs? How could my services help SMEs? And actually, I mean, if you want me to talk about that, Louise, I can. But
we might lose our audience.
I thought the exact same as yourself. I was just like, how on earth was I going to marry the two things together?
Yeah.
But I went home and I thought about it, and I wrote a presentation, and I created a keynote, and I played it in front of my very good friend, who is also a different lawyer, an employment lawyer. Mm-hmm. And he said, Julie, that's terrible. So, to start all over again, and I presented it in front of him, his now wife and my now husband, and they were so mean. They forced me.
Supportive people.
No, they were very supportive, but they were supportive insofar as this is very serious. You need to stand up and practice your presentation. And I will never forget the day doing that with him, because my interview was the very next day, and the following day, David McClurg, the office manager, phoned me and offered me the job. And
so
I was
did they help you
delighted.
Did they change your presentation? These critical...
They gave me pointers, and I went away and I worked on it again.
So in terms of the social media bootcamp that's coming up, maybe these critical people could be good people for me to do my keynote in front of.
Louise, I don't know that I would put you through that.
Oh dear. It's funny though, isn't it? It's people who are closest to you who actually can sometimes be your harshest critics.
Absolutely. But I mean, I benefited from it tenfold, you know.
Oh, I'm sure they're lovely people. They'll be listening to this and giving us a 1-star review on Apple Podcasts. So, Julie, one of the how I came across Edwards & Co. locally here in Northern Ireland was through the Belfast Hour. So, for people who are listening to us, we have a lot of people who listen to us from America and the UK and Australia. Belfast Hour is a Twitter hour that is run by Edwards & Co.
Yes, that's correct.
Run by Edwards & Co.
Yes.
So every Thursday night on Twitter, they host this. Really, it's a conversation from businesses and professionals, really from all over Northern Ireland. It's not just Belfast. No. And it's very, very successful. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how that actually got started?
Well, actually, Louise, it started probably exactly about a month after I started Edwards & Company in June 14. And so in June now 2019, we're celebrating Belfast Hour's 5th birthday. Mm-hmm. It's a free initiative, entirely free initiative created by the office here for SMEs to promote their business. And like you say, Louise, quite rightly, it's not just for Belfast Hour, it's for businesses all over Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's listening outside of Northern Ireland, it's for any businesses that want to do work with anybody inside of Northern Ireland.
And why wouldn't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so it's a networking hour, like you said, every Thursday night between 9 and 10. Mm-hmm. And I suppose, to quote Dorcas, my senior partner, she will always say, when have solicitors ever given anything away for free? But that's exactly what Belfast Hour is. It's a free, it's a free service for people, for businesses to promote themselves, their offers, their upcoming services. Maybe they've created a new website and they want to get it out there and show people. Maybe maybe it's a restaurant and they have a new menu coming up. Maybe it's a theatre and they have a new show coming up. Maybe it's an office supply company that have a new offer. It's really the diverse amount of businesses that come onto Belfast Hour on a Thursday night is just amazing. It's fantastic. And it's there for, Belfast Hour, the Twitter account in itself. So whereas Edwards & Company, yes, it's our initiative and we created it, but it has a separate Belfast Hour page, and it itself has 22,000 followers. And the reach that gets, there might not necessarily be everybody joining in with the hashtag Belfast Hour on a Thursday night from 9 and 10, but it trends every Thursday night in the UK between 9 and 10, and you have people hopping on from all over the UK asking, what's Belfast Hour, what's this about?
Yes.
And also, Louise, I should say that Belfast Hour also promotes a business every Thursday night. And that business is as diverse as the people that join in with it. And they will usually offer a prize, and they offer their own hashtag as well. And that hashtag will also trend. So the profile and the profile that gives to that business on a Thursday night is just fantastic. We are delighted with it. We are delighted with the amount of people that it has helped, the good news stories that we get from it.